Now, who's the newest Toastmaster in the room? Who's the baby? Look how they are fight now. All of them want to be. Alright, there's a prize for the baby. That will motivate you.
How much more?
Okay, how many months? How many months?
Not months.
Days.
Days. How many? Who is a Toastmaster
7 days.
only in days here? Do we have any days? You joined us to come? Oh my god.
Side of the
When this happened on plane?
Long story.
I got
Ingrid. It's Ingrid.
Came and I.
Who
Oh,
bullied
It's
you? Tell me.
Unfortunately, no one.
Ingrid's her mentor.
Oh God, say no more.
Fortunately.
Yeah. I'm
I
like,
feel it for you and I'm happy for you.
Yes, yes.
So Deandra, putting her on the spot here.
Mhm.
Deandra, you're gonna act for us. You're gonna tell us, you're gonna show us Deandra, the old Deandra, before Toastmasters. This is a fair one. If it's unfair, tell me. And then you're gonna present to your peers the new and improved Toastmaster Deandra. Go.
This is days, right?
You
Yep.
act, girl. This is your moment. Look
Improv.
this man in the film today so you could be on TV. Okay, go, Deandra.
You,
Before and
you
after.
practiced in Martina's session. So.
Okay. Meet for Toastmasters. I don't want to come up here. I don't want to talk to anybody. It's so hard. It's so hard talking to a crowd. I don't know if I can do this. What will they see? What will they think? My speech, my words. I wear braces. Come on. You'll laugh. Me after just 2 days of Toastmasters. I'm so happy to be here today because even though I've not done my icebreaker yet, let's just put that out there. This could be my icebreaker. Is anybody taking it? So it has improved my confidence. As you can see, I'm standing here, not stuttering, not getting too nervous, or digging my toes in the carpet. Doing that though. So there's a lot more that I need to get from Toastmasters. As she said, and it's what you put in, you're going to get out. So I'm going to put my best out there. Because only my best is good enough. And one day I'll be standing in Anita's position.
Now imagine if Deandra could become Deandra in just 2 days. You do nothing yet. Think seriously where Deandra could be in 2 years if Deandra works Deandra. That's all you have to do. The education program is just a guide. The reason they have those levels and those accolades and those awards is because this organization believes in recognizing effort. How many times in your life you have killed yourself to someone or something and they don't even tell you thank you, or if you do one bad thing, you just forget what you did. Let me tell you, this DTM, it's not going to leave me. And your titles and your accolades are not going to leave you. That is something no one can take from you. So Toastmasters is giving you something that is invaluable. It's priceless. And don't worry about the money. Don't worry about that. That is nothing. It's an investment. Don't think of it as dues and fees. This is an investment in you. Because you are a brand. Just like how Toastmasters is a brand, you are a brand. I'm a human resources manager. I recruit people for a living, and I always say to people who come for a job, sell your brand to me. So just as how we're trying to sell you this brand, Toastmasters is allowing you to build your personal brand because it's competitive out there. And people will only notice you if you make yourself noticeable and memorable. When people ask me what Toastmasters can do for them, there's 2 expressions. Who is that? Or like when Martina spoke this morning, who was that? So that's what you're here for. And I know that this is your first conference, But I am highly confident that this will not be your last conference. Because you'll get to travel to different islands, take time off of work, get away from the kids, get away from your man or woman, whoever is your nag. And you'll get to just do something for you for 4 days. For you. Just for you. For 4 days. So, get excited, get involved. When they call for participation, you go. If you've never competed, compete. If you haven't thought of serving, serve. If you haven't written that speech, write it. Stop holding yourselves back. And so next year, when the new first timers come in, you're gonna say, oh, I was just like you. Now we have within our midst. So I asked for the youngest, the baby, and I'm gonna ask for our most seasoned Toastmaster in the room to come and share with us briefly her before and after Toastmasters. And I believe that is Toastmaster Eileen.
Madam District Governor, fellow Toastmasters and newbies. It is such a thrill to be here and such a thrill to be at the conference. Now, I joined Toastmasters August the 1st, 1978. So I'm in my 41st year in Toastmasters. But it's longer than any marriage I've ever had. Evaluations are so much more positive in Toastmasters. But I want to tell you why I joined and where I am today and why I feel so excited that you're becoming Toastmasters and having joined. Because the fact of the matter is this, that I almost got fired from my job. I had to do a presentation. As a software developer, I developed some intricate piece of software which my boss was very excited about. Flew in these people from Hong Kong and from San Francisco to come in, and I lived in Canada at the time, who were very interested in putting millions of dollars on the table. So who best to present this software than the person who wrote it? And I said, no, let the PR group do it. He said, no, Eileen, you wrote the software. You were the best person. Well, I was total disaster. I have the little problem when I'm nervous is that my tongue sticks to the roof of my mouth. And I literally put my finger in and wrench it back down. And I just made an absolute mess of the presentation. Absolute mess. And so the people said, well, who wrote the software? And everybody said, she did. And they got on the phone and called my boss and said, this is terrible, you know, they just have no idea what the software does and how it does it and all that. So my boss came down and brought somebody else to present my software that I wrote. And so by the time I got back to the office, I knew that my job was in jeopardy. And a wonderful lady who was our secretary said, come with me, I have somewhere I'm going to take you tonight, because I was crying and, you know, I was just a mess. So she said, wash your face, put some new makeup on, put on some lipsticks, and just come with me. So I went to this Toastmasters Club, Vancouver Club 59 in Vancouver, British Columbia. And I walked in the door, and a gentleman greeted me and said, my name is Doug Anderson. I have a hot tub, and I'll be your mentor. And I didn't know I didn't know what a hot tub had to do with Toastmasters, but he had a hot tub, and I was joining. Well, I joined, and it's interesting because a few weeks ago I went back to visit my old club, and the person who picked me up at the airport and who I spent a lot of time at the conference was Doug Anderson, who had the hot tub. I've been my friend after all these years. But what I realized when I joined Toastmasters was the team effort. It was like a laboratory, that it was okay to make a mistake. It was okay to fall flat on your face, because there are those people that are ready to lift you up and ready to guide you and ready to, take you to the next step. I remember I used to hide behind a post that was in the middle of the room so that I wouldn't get picked on for table topics. And one time my mentor realized that I was hiding behind that post, so he rearranged his seating in the room. The post wasn't there anymore, and I was forced to give table topics. But what I realized was that this was something that I really could benefit from, not just in developing confidence for myself. I was living in a country that wasn't my own. I had a different accent, as Jamaican living with the Canadians. They had never, most of them had never seen a black person before, never listened to, and every time I said something, someone said, huh? What did you say? And I had to, repeat, and because I pronounced my words differently. So it made it even more insecure. Then I realized I was speaking with confidence. I was leaving off my INGs, but it didn't matter, because I was confident about, not saying my THs or my INGs, being typical Jamaican fashion. And the bottom line is this, that I learned from Toastmasters that what you put into it is what you're going to get out of it. You can sit back and wait for things to happen, it's not going to happen. What you need to do is to just immerse yourself and realize what your goals are and what it is you want to achieve, and do it. I can't do it for you, even if I'm your coach and your mentor. I can give you guidance as to how to do it. I can give you support. I can mentor you. But you have to want it. You have to do it. And you have to make it happen for you. That's what I did. And the successes, I've gained a lot of successes in Toastmasters that I never thought were possible. If somebody told me I was going to be a Jamaican, at the time when it was a very North American organization that I was going to be on the board of directors, I thought, who would have the nerve, a person from Jamaica, to join this illustrious board of directors? But you know what? They elected me. And I remember the first time when I ran, when I didn't get elected, I sat there feeling sorry for myself. And a gentleman from, he was a past international president, he came to me and said, dry your tears, go put your makeup on. He said, I'll tell you something. You stood out there on the campaign floor and he kept saying, gee, I'm a little girl from Jamaica, you wouldn't want to vote for me. And he said, and you didn't believe in yourself, and therefore people didn't believe in you. He says, I want you to get back out there next year, and I want you to stand on the floor and say, here I am. I'm a Jamaican. I'm qualified. I'm ready. Vote for me. And they did.
All right.